Jennelle.
And this is Ashley. Welcome to Loving in Reality.
All right, y'all. We are back with another episode. This time we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to talk about Netflix show Love is Blind. So just to give y'all a little bit of a rundown, on this show, the couples don't even see each other before they decide to get engaged. So they have conversations through a wall, and then through those conversations, they decide if they're going to ask the person to marry them. So yes, if you're like, what? It is crazy, but it's addicting. If you haven't checked the show out, definitely do so. But we're about to give you a little rundown of the couples that they have made it through thus far. And so you can tune in to the second half of the Netflix season where they're going to go a little bit more on their journey. But we have a bit of a love triangle with some of the couples. Shayna and Natalie is a couple that decided to get married on the show. And Shane, the guy, was going back and forth between Natalie and Shayna. And that was a whole messy ordeal.
Yes, it's giving me very much so Barnett, Jessica, and Amber vibes.
Well, I'll say it Mark because that's Kyle, who Shayna decided to get married to, even though she wanted to be with Shane. He's giving me Mark vibes because he's just like, I'm going to make her love me.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Shane. He is, like everyone has been describing him, he's very bro-ish. And his voice and his laugh, ugh, very annoying.
Yeah, I don't get it. And it's kind of weird. Shayna, I feel like is a bad person because why would she say yes to Kyle, take his mother's engagement ring, and then that same day go tell Shane that she wants to be with him?
Yeah, she was wrong for that. I didn't understand why she said yes. There was so much hesitation. As soon as she walked in the room and saw that ring, I remember she walked in the room and saw that ring and was like, what the hell is happening here?
Me neither. It's just because you just want to get married?
That's not the feeling that you should have when someone is about to propose to you.
Yeah, she was like, oh no, please don't do this. Please don't do this. But like, if you didn't like him, why were you entertaining him the whole time? Or why was she even entertaining him at all? She couldn't say no. Maybe she felt like she was, felt bad about it. I could understand her, I guess, hesitation when it comes to the religious thing, how he's an atheist and she is a proclaimed Christian.
Oh yeah, that's a deal breaker for a lot of people.
Yeah, that could be, a little shaky. But then at the same time, he's saying to her that he would actually reconsider. And he was like, you could teach me, or maybe you can present it to me in a different way. That wasn't presented to me when I was a child. Cause I guess he had some bad experiences as a kid and that's why he feels the way he feels. So he's like, maybe you can teach me something.
I don't know about that though. Cause that's not like that's not guaranteed though.
Oh no, it's not guaranteed, but the fact that he's saying that he would be open to it, but I don't think she should have said yes. Cause honestly, I don't even think it's a religion thing that she would even care about because she's acting like the religious thing is such a big thing with Kyle, but what about with Shane?
So see, that was the thing with her and Shane, everything was very superficial. They never had one deep conversation. Anytime he walked into the room, he was like, Shayna? What are you wearing? Everything was very surface level. And you could tell that that's probably Shayna is the type of girl that Shane usually goes for, and then vice versa. He's the guy she usually goes for. But guess what, y'all? That hasn't worked out for you in the past.
Exactly. It's the same thing on all these dating shows. The reason why you're here is because what you did before didn't work.
Exactly. So you need to try something different.
She didn't ask that question to anybody else, but it's such a big problem that it's so important to her, but it's not important if she was marrying someone else. Like, that was dumb. I think she's just using that as an excuse.
Yeah, I think she's just so drawn to Shane that, I mean, maybe religion is a deal breaker for her. I'm not sure. But if it's not, then I just think she's just so drawn to Shane that she is making the religion thing bigger than it is. than it truly is for her.
I don't even think she's that drawn to Shane. Yeah, I don't think she's drawn to Shane. I think for one, she doesn't like the fact that Shane chose Natalie over her. I feel like she feels a little bit butthurt about that. And it's kind of like a pride thing. I don't even think, and then also I don't think she's attracted to Kyle. So you have those two things in there.
Oh, she's definitely not attracted to Kyle. Let's be real here. He's really not that cute. He's as sweet as could be, but he's not that cute.
It's just his ears. I feel like if his like he should have like a hairstyle that covers his ears, he might be a little bit better.
Maybe. And he's also short.
Is he short?
He looks like he's about 5'7".
I couldn't tell. I wasn't paying attention maybe. But yeah, I feel like those two things, one, she's butthurt about Shane choosing Natalie over her. And number two, she's not attracted to Kyle. So she's kind of harping on that religion thing, which is a legit thing to be concerned about. But I don't really think that is really that big of a concern if she was attracted to Kyle.
Yeah, I agree.
Nobody should want to be with Shane because, like, first of all, he was playing Natalie and Shayna.
Yeah, that was pretty terrible. When he thought Natalie was Shayna, and she was like, wait, are you kidding right now? Are you joking? It's Natalie.
Oh, yeah, that was bad. And he was like saying all these raunchy things. And she's like, wait, what?
So that's when I really stopped liking him. When he was like, so you think I'm a dick right now? If you think I'm a dick, that's weird. Why would you think that?
Yeah, he was gaslighting her.
Definitely. I was like, Natalie, get up and walk out of this room right now, please.
Exactly. I was like, oh my God, anytime. How are you going to get mad at me because you've been lying to me?
Right. And Natalie didn't say a word. She was just sitting there in disbelief.
Yeah, she really was in disbelief.
If he's doing that this early on, he is definitely going to do that later on in the relationship.
I was surprised that they ever talked again. But I mean, they set him up a couple of times. I feel like, do they not know who's coming in the room at all? Like, do they not like say, hey, meet me in the pods at this time? Because why does he think somebody else is coming in?
Well, because sometimes they do know because they like set up stuff for the other person.
Right. So how does he not know who's coming in the pod? I was like, is a producer setting him up? Because that's just weird. Even when he was going to propose to Natalie, Shayna came in. Like, why? How did you not know it wasn't going to be Natalie?
Oh, I don't know what happened there.
I feel like the producer set him up because there's that just seems weird to me.
Oh yeah, but she was so wrong. Told Kyle yes, went in and told Shane, I have feelings for you. I was actually surprised Shane like stuck to his guns and said, no, I have a deeper connection with Natalie.
Yeah, I am surprised because I did think he had a deeper connection with Shayna.
I don't know. I don't think so. Because again, it was just all very superficial stuff. Him and Natalie actually talked about stuff. Like Natalie's probably the girl he needs.
I don't know. I thought that, but then after seeing them on the honeymoon, it doesn't really seem like that. I do agree with Shane when he was saying how Natalie acts different than she did in the pods. She was a lot sweeter, a lot nicer, said like, affirmations, these different types of things. But then on the honeymoon, she's not acting like that at all.
Yeah, she does joke a lot. And then after a while, he's like, wait, are you joking or are you serious?
Yeah, like why is she always saying bad things about him in a joking way, like a lot? Yeah, it seems like a defense mechanism she's using or something.
That's what I think it is. Maybe she's just nervous and needs some time to calm down.
Right, because I was like, yeah, in the pod, she was like sweet. And like, I think that's one of the reasons why he decided to go with her that he said, is because she was letting him know how she felt. And he liked that. But then once I asked you to marry me and we are in the real world, now you're acting like I get on your nerves all the time and you don't like me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she just needs to relax and be herself. Just pretend like y'all are back in the pods.
She's trying to be too bro-ish. Or maybe that is herself. I don't know.
I don't think that their bond is strong enough for them to survive Shayna when she throws herself into the mix.
I feel like that's going to make her more unattractive to him.
I don't think so at all. I think that he probably loves that attention that she's going to be giving him.
I don't know. Let's bet on it. I feel like Shane is still going to turn Shayna down.
And you know what? He probably will. But that's the thing. I think he's going to like that game. He's going to be playing games.
Like how Barnett like continuously was like, Jessica, no. I feel like that's how it's going to be.
I don't know. I feel like Amber and Barnett had a stronger bond than Shane and Hannah. I mean, oh, where did Hannah come from, y'all? Shane and Natalie do. I told you I don't know anybody's names. I'm still trying to get them all straight.
I feel like he feels something about Natalie that he didn't feel about Shayna. And I feel like that's what he's going to be like holding on to.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't give him that much credit. I don't give men very much credit. So he is going to see Shayna and probably lose it. She's a pretty girl.
We'll see, y'all. And then we have Shake and Deeps, because I can't remember how to say her full name. Sorry, Deeps.
Her name is Deep T. I think his is Abhishek.
But he's a character. He's definitely a character.
Yeah, he was very annoying at first.
Real gross. Like asking all these inappropriate questions in the pods. Very superficial questions that he was asking. And I feel like the reason why he was so like shook by Deeps is because she was like the first person to call him out on it.
She definitely called him out, and I'm glad she did.
And I feel like they have a shared background. Not only are they both Indian, but then they've also never dated Indian people.
Why is that, you guys?
I don't know if it's proximity. Maybe they grew up in a neighborhood that didn't have.
In Chicago?
Oh, there's a lot of Indian people in Chicago?
Well, I'm just saying it's a city, a major city, so I'm sure it's pretty diverse.
But I don't know. I've never been to Chicago, so I have no idea.
It's a pretty diverse city. It ain't like Atlanta.
I was going to say, because here, I don't know.
Yeah, I just think that's interesting to have never dated anyone, not one person from your race or culture.
I think it has to do with the way that they grew up. It seems like they were trying to escape that upbringing by not wanting anything to do with it. You know, different cultural aspects of my life into adulthood. I don't want to do that. So I think that's what they did in order to prevent that from happening. So yeah, maybe there's some healing that needs to go on with the both of them.
Yeah, and maybe they can do that together. They can explore that together.
I don't know, because Shake is not really feeling Deeps right now. Superficialness is starting to come back out and not really liking the way she looks.
I was actually surprised that he made it to the proposal. I didn't think that was going to happen because he just seemed too superficial. But I guess she was able to bring a softer side out of him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he just assumed that she looked good. The dress that she was wearing when she came out, when he first saw her, he was super excited. I guess it didn't show a lot of, I guess, what he might call imperfections.
Oh, yeah, I didn't really... When they first saw each other and he just went straight for grabbing her behind, I was like, what? I think I would have been really turned off by that.
I guess she liked it. I don't know, but she was wearing like a longer dress, has like excess skin and things like that. So I feel like she didn't hide it, but it wasn't showing when he first saw her. Versus them going to the beach and her wearing a bathing suit and all these other different types of things.
I thought she looked good. And I didn't see anything wrong with her body. We all have a little cellulite. Big, small, we all got it.
And has he looked in the mirror though? Because I'm like, how are you going to talk about somebody else with you're rocking a whole dad bod over here?
You think a little too highly of yourself here.
That irks my nerves.
She's beautiful to me.
She is. So I don't know what he's even talking about. He's talking about he feels like he's out with his aunt. How?
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. But I mean, at least he still seems open to trying.
Yeah, because I feel like he knows that she's the type of wife that he wants. Like how she's supportive, how they have the same background, so she kind of understands him and they can understand each other a little bit better than maybe if he was dating someone that was outside of his culture. So I feel like he appreciates all these things, and hopefully that'll be enough for him to get over these little superficial things that he has concerns about.
Yeah. I personally feel like they complement each other, and not just because they're both Indian, but I think they look good together. So hopefully he gets over himself.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't know. And he even said that he feels like he might be projecting his insecurities out because he used to be overweight. So that could be a thing where the way that he felt about himself when he was overweight, now he feels about those people or people that he sees as, not the ideal body type. He's like, you know what I'm saying? So maybe that's something he needs to work through. she seems very fine with herself. Like, she's like, I am proud of what I look like. I worked hard to look like this. So you're not going to take that away from me. That's what it seems like she's.
And I hope that she stays that way, because a lot of times we, not just women, men do this too. We say those things out loud, but deep down inside we feel differently. I mean, that's still, I mean, it hurts. So I hope that it doesn't like knock her down or knock her backwards.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, that's true. I mean, he hasn't said it to her yet. He said it to a lot of other people. So I don't know if they'll go back and tell her, but he hasn't told her yet. Like, she just thinks that they're trying to take it slow to get to know each other better.
Yeah, I didn't like that. How he was running around telling them, but she's telling the women, oh, we're just taking our time. Lots of heavy cuddling and petting. I don't even think they're petting, they're just cuddling.
Yeah, because she don't know what's going on. Especially with the difference, like how he came out the gate, like you said, grabbing her butt and kept kissing her, and like, oh Lord, it was kind of hard to watch a little bit.
Yeah, it was too much. Yeah, to come out the gate like that and then dial it back that much on the honeymoon after seeing her in a bathing suit, like, come on, that's not.
She has to be wondering like what's going on.
But Deeps, you are beautiful, girl.
The last couple, Danielle and Nick, I feel like Danielle is
last couple. Are
they the last couple that stayed together? Oh no, they're not. They're not. There's another one. It reminds me of Danielle because how she is super insecure. And I feel like because she also lost a lot of weight, it's kind of the opposite of Deeps. She lost a lot of weight and she's super insecure about her body. And I feel like that's starting to get in the way between her and Nick.
Yeah, I think Danielle still has some things to work through. I'm not sure she's ready just yet for all of this.
Yeah, because like that one argument that they had when he came back from the little mixer, I was genuinely just as confused as him.
I was trying to see things from her point of view. I really was trying to. Like, he went to this party, and I know they probably talked about it, and she said she was okay with it, but she probably felt left out. She saw him talking to another woman who she doesn't know. They don't know each other that well either. So it probably made her a little uncomfortable. I think she just expressed it, and she could have expressed it a little differently. Maybe she didn't think too that he would be gone for 3 hours. Like, maybe she thought he'd pop in, say hey, and then come back to the room after an hour and a half.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't gone for a while. I think I would have been upset if he was gone for that long. Like, I'm sick. Like, I know it sucks that I'm sick, but hey, I'm your wife now, so.
Right. You think you'd want to get back to your wife, and not wife, fiance, and check in on, see how she's doing.
Yeah, so I would have been kind of upset about that. But the way that she was accusing him of cheating, I felt like that was a little extreme. She could have just been like, hey.
Cheating? Did she accuse him of cheating?
By saying you're talking to this other woman, blah, 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 blah. I feel like that was the road she was heading down. I'm jumping, I know. That's what I'm jumping from one thing to another. But I feel like that's the road that she was heading down. Next time it's going to be even something else kind of thing where he's just like, all I did was go to the mixer and talk to people. That's what they told us to do. They said we had to go. So I went.
Yeah, and that's why I thought that's why he went, because someone had to go.
So he was like, I just went to the mixer that they told us to go to. She could have just been like, okay, well, I wasn't expecting you to stay there that long. And that could have just been a conversation. Because like he was saying, we don't know each other. So if you could have been like, hey, I wasn't expecting you to stay there that long. He could have been like, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, whatever. I felt alone. I felt like, I was trying to take care of myself. I would have been nice to have you here to comfort me. He could have been like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that you wanted me to come back sooner. I'll remember that next time or whatever. It didn't have to be a big thing.
No, it didn't. That's what I'm saying. She could have communicated how she was feeling a little bit better. But I didn't like how he was calling her toxic. I was like, what?
Oh, yeah. He was like, you have to stop this toxic whatever.
Stop this toxicity. I was like, well, huh? Y'all haven't been around long enough for that to like be a descriptor that you're using right now.
That's like a buzzword nowadays. So it's one of those things that people just regularly have in their vocabulary and they throw it out there every now and again. We'll see how that goes with them. I don't know. To be honest, I'm kind of not sure if any of the couples will stay together, but
I actually thought I felt the strongest about them. I was like, oh, I think they'll make it. They established their connection so quickly. Like, what, 3 days in or four? I can't remember, five. I honestly don't know. But that's what, remember, Lauren and Cameron did too. They were the first ones to get out of the pods. There's like, I think he proposed 4 days in, something like that. They're still together.
yeah, that's true.
But they seem to have a true, genuine connection in the pods. So we'll see how it translates.
I don't think they showed a lot of Danielle and Nick in the pods that I can remember. Maybe because it was only 4 days.
Yeah, he proposed pretty quickly early on. But yeah, it seemed like they had a really good connection. I thought it was pretty sweet. Again, you're going to have to work through some things. Also, he seems like he's a little messy.
He seems messy?
Yeah. He seemed a little messy to me when he went to the mixer.
Oh, I thought you meant messy like the room was messy. I was like, was it messy?
Oh no, just like the way he was in everybody's business and then the way he came home and started talking to Danielle about it.
I mean, that's what marriage people, like when you marry, you be going out and then you come back and you tell your spouse everything. Like, let me tell you what happened. But he definitely was being messy, especially when it came to the last little love triangle between Ayanna and Mallory and Salvador. And I was like, he kind of started that whole thing up with Jared.
He said, she's pretty. She's really pretty, isn't she? What are you thinking?
Yeah, because he's the one that encouraged Jared to go over and talk to Mallory. So he kind of enticed that whole thing. He kind of instigated it and then he left. The last love triangle that we have is between Mallory Salvador, Ayanna, and Jared. That is a mess because Jared asked Mallory. He pretty much did propose. He's trying to act like he didn't propose, but that seemed like a semi proposal right there. When he asked Mallory, if I were to propose to you, what would you say? And then she was like, no. That was basically you proposing and her turning you down.
Right, and went off boo-hooing, and didn't say a word to her. He just was like, he just got up and left, pretty much.
I mean, what else is there to say?
Like, he was hurt by that. He was so hurt by that. But then he got back to the men's. He got back to the men's side, and somebody encouraged him to go propose to Ayanna.
Yeah, I wonder if that was Nick. I'm trying to remember.
I know, me too. I'm like, what's that, Nick? Nick and his messy behind.
Oh no, Nick was gone by that point. He should have been gone. It wouldn't surprise me though.
I just cannot even believe that Jared would do that. But a part of me wondered if that was kind of in his plan, because he didn't talk to Ayanna first and say, hey, I have a stronger connection with Mallory.
No, he talked to Mallory first.
Right. So I feel like he's always had Ayanna in his back pocket. I don't like that.
I mean, I honestly thought he was going to propose to Ayanna first. Especially after they shared the stories of their trauma together. Because those are conversations that he didn't have with Mallory.
Yeah, I don't think he did. I mean, him and Mallory seemed to have a pretty good connection too that wasn't just superficial, but I don't think he shared that with her.
No, I think it was like a fun connection. Like they were just like, had fun. They laughed together. I didn't see anything where it's like something deep, like a deep conversation. I don't remember them having like a real deep conversation.
Yeah, I don't remember there's only being fun and games either. So I don't know. Yeah, I didn't know who he was gonna pick. I felt like he was gonna pick Mallory based on her voice. She has a good voice that works for the pods. Ayanna sounds like a little kid.
She kind of acts like one too.
She does act like one too, like giggle. So I kind of feel like he was gonna go towards Mallory, but it was kind of hard to tell.
I thought Mallory would want to be with Jared though. I did not think she would choose Salvador at all. I thought she would feel that Salvador was boring.
I thought so too. Yeah, I thought that too. I thought she was going to pick Jared. I was surprised. But I think she made this statement later on, Jared is what she is used to, and it hasn't worked in the past. And I think she figured Sal is what she needed.
Yeah. I mean, he's a nice guy. He's very sweet. Um, he just seems kind of slow paced and soft spoken.
Yeah, he seems very reserved too. Like when she was trying to play Never Have I Ever with him, I think she was trying to bring out a lighter, fun side. And he was just like, I've never done that. I haven't done that either. Oh.
He was very monotone with it, not like laughing. It was very just like precise.
I was like, ooh, Mallory. I don't know if he could keep up with you, Mallory.
Her little tidbit after that one night they slept together, she seemed impressed with his bedroom skills, for sure.
She did.
She was like, oh, I might have spoken too soon.
Because you could tell she wasn't really attracted to him when she first saw him.
Yeah, but he changed her mind in the bedroom. He put something on her.
He did look a little ghostly when they saw each other for the first time.
Oh my God.
He was so pale. I was like, you've been in these pods too long. He was. But yeah, she didn't seem too attracted. Like he kissed her and she kind of pulled back a little.
Yeah, she did. And he kind of sensed that as well.
Yeah. Oh, I felt so bad for him when Jared and Mallory were talking at the little mixer.
Yeah, he started crying.
Yeah. I would have felt some type of way about that too, though.
Well, it was because of the conversation they were having. I think that was the problem. And I'm surprised that Ayana doesn't feel some type of way about that. Like, why are you going to this woman talking about oh, he didn't get the ring that you wanted? I did. So basically you saying the ring that Ayana's wearing is the one that you got from Mallory?
Yeah, he was wrong for that. He was very wrong.
I could have did that for you. And she even, when she told him, I'm used to dating guys like you, but they don't know how to put me first. I would have put you first. You are engaged, Jared. It don't matter.
Exactly. Oh, I didn't like that. I don't like Jared at all.
Like, what are you doing? Are you trying to convince her? Because you shouldn't be trying to convince anybody to come be with you if you are with the person that you said you wanted to be with. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what's going on in Ayana's head, because that I would have been gone. Like, that would have been done. I would have been done.
Well, I wouldn't have said yes. I would not have said yes. Because so if you get married to this man, you don't think you're going to be wondering for the rest of your life if Mallory would have said yes, would he be here right now? You are truly his second option, and you deserve better than that.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to guess that. That's for sure. That if Mallory would have said yes, you wouldn't be there, because they would be engaged if she would have said yes to him asking for them to get married.
Yeah, I hate that for her, and I hate that Jared did that to her because he knew that he was Ayana's number one choice. I did not like that he did that to her, and I hate that she said yes. Like, girl, come on.
I'm trying to figure out why she said yes. Like, why did she think? I'm trying to figure out what's her logic. And she's like, well, maybe it was meant to be this way, and we actually deserve to be together.
No, she tried to justify it and talk herself into it. She was like, well, everybody was dating other people in the pod.
But not everybody asked multiple people to marry them. Like, they asked one person. Even Shane only asked one person.
Even Shane.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, and he should have just taken his L and kept it moving. Because why would you propose to your second option?
Why would you propose to anybody else? After you already said a proposal to somebody that was there on the show, that means that there was nobody else you thought was better than this person. If they said no, they should be like, you can't propose twice. Like, that should be a rule. Like, you cannot propose twice. Come on.
I don't know. Him and Ayana just make me wonder, like, are we truly that thirsty for marriage? Like, what is this, y'all?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. They don't seem like they match either. Like, he's extremely extroverted, and then like she's sitting off or whatever. And the thing that he said about exes is also a red flag to me.
Oh, he just said he doesn't burn bridges.
He says he keeps in contact with his exes. I don't like that. Like, I can understand Like, what do you feel the need to keep in contact with all your exes? I'm not saying that if your relationship ended amicably, then that's cool. Y'all don't have to remain friends after, though. Like, why do y'all have to remain friends? If you see, he's like, you never know when you're going to need a job. If your relationship ended amicably, then if you do need a job and they work at that job, you could be able to hit them up and be like, hey, can I get a job here? And that should be fine. But you don't need to maintain like a friendship to do that.
Is that what he said, though? I didn't think that he said he maintained a friendship.
So what does he mean by keeping contact? Like, is that what kind of contact?
Oh, I don't remember him saying that either. I just thought he said he didn't just completely cut people off. Because I kind of feel that way too. But I don't keep in contact.
Well, she said something about keep in contact. She was like, I don't see the need to keep in contact with your exes. And then he went on to do the HR explanation. So that's why I was using the keep in contact, because I believe that's what she said when she's like, well, I don't see a reason to keep in contact. I'm not the type of person like, oh, you can't talk to them ever again. I don't even care, like, on Instagram, and they'd be like, oh, I like that shirt or something, whatever. But no, y'all don't see the need for y'all to be texting each other. I don't see the need for that. I'm not saying you got to delete them off all your socials and blah, blah. I don't really care. But there's certain lines that just, out of respect.
Yeah, no, there are certain boundaries for sure. And there shouldn't be like regular, consistent communication with an ex at all. Yeah, don't put yourself in that situation. Don't set yourself up.
But it seems like, I don't know, it seems like he was setting himself up like as an excuse of why he wants to keep in contact with Mallory. That's just what I got from that. I'm like, he's going to try to keep in contact with Mallory.
Yeah, I wonder how that's going to go. It's like he's trying to convince Mallory that he's not with the right person, or that she's not with the right person.
If I was Sal, like how he came to Mallory and was saying like, he didn't appreciate that conversation. And like, I guess she said something about, well, we don't have to get married to Jarrett. So he kind of like, I don't know why it took him so long. I'm kind of like her, like, why is this coming up now? He definitely should have said something that night, not like 2 days later.
Or at least in the morning. I think he was just a little too emotional that night. But he probably could have said something in the morning, at least.
Just out of nowhere. He just came back from the grocery store, putting almond milk in the fridge, and now you want to talk about it? Like, okay. But if I was him, I'll have to go see Jarrett. I'm like, I'm going to have to come talk to you as a man. I'm going to have to see you on that.
Yeah, because that's really not cool.
Because if it was me and if it was another girl, I'm going to have to go see her on that. Like, what are you doing? And also, I would also be pissed because Mallory should have put Jarrett in his place as well. Like, I told you no. This is who I chose. Like, it is what it is. Don't come bashing my fiance, because that's essentially what he was doing. Like, don't be over here trying to bash my fiance because I chose him and not you. And then she started thinking about the ring. Why didn't I get the ring that I wanted? And he was like, I'm sorry. Like, he was like, I didn't know. You probably didn't know that guys were asking the girls what kind of ring they wanted. I don't know.
I'm kind of like her, though. I probably would have wanted the same thing. Yeah, because if I would also want to like my ring.
Sometimes guys don't ask. Sometimes they just pick the ring that they think that you would like based off of conversations or what they think of you, or, there's different reasons why people pick rings. I would want my husband to have gotten the ring that he wanted. Even though he did ask me, I would have been fine with him picking the one that he would have thought I liked. Because every time I look at it, I would be like, oh, this is what he wanted me to have based off of how he felt and what he, I don't know. I'm seeing it a different way.
Because I also don't want to convince myself to like the ring. Well, this is what he wanted me to have, so I'm going to like this ring.
Like, I would have liked it no matter what he would have picked, because that's what he wanted me to have. I guess. I don't know. But what would be the reason to not like a ring?
Well, just depending on the style, the cut of it. Everyone has their preferences. I would want my partner to get a ring that he thinks that he knows I would like, not that he thinks, that he knows. This is my ring.
I feel like people are different, so maybe that's a conversation they should have had in the pods. Like, oh, if you were to get proposed to, would you want your husband to pick the ring, or soon-to-be husband to pick the ring, or would you want to have more input into what the ring looks like? That could have been a conversation. But I feel like now he's just going to be, every time he sees the ring, he's going to think that she doesn't like it.
I don't know if she does like it.
She said she did. She said, I love my ring. when they were talking.
She also keeps saying that she thinks he's cute, and I think she keeps saying that to convince herself that she thinks he's cute.
I know. I'm like, oh my God, you're so cute. Oh my God, you're so cute. I was like, what man wants to keep hearing that they're cute?
Yeah. I really think she's trying to convince herself. I don't know. This goes to show you, though, how physical attraction does play a big part now.
I'm like, maybe it's his hair. Because, I mean, he's Hispanic. She's our Latinx. She is half. So, I don't know. Does she usually just only date black guys? Is that what she was saying?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I was wondering that.
But she had to know that he wasn't black, so.
I mean, he's not unattractive, but.
Because to me, Jared is not attractive.
So there are some times I'm like, oh, he's cute. And then other times I'm like, oh, mm-mm.
Nah, he got the dad bod thing going on too. So at least Salvador has like,
Well, there is nothing wrong with a dad bod. That is the average American body.
There's nothing wrong with the dad bod, but I'm saying like I'm trying to figure out, aside from them being one's black and one's not, why is she finding him so unattractive? Because I don't feel like Jared is that attractive.
Maybe he has a little bit, I will say he has a little bit more swag than Sal does.
He just seems like he needs to loosen up a little bit. Sal needs to loosen up. Like, get him drunk or something. He needs to loosen up.
Yeah, I don't know. I see Jared doing that. Whenever Jared gets the opportunity to talk to Mallory, I think he's going to do stuff like that. So
I feel like Ayanna definitely needs to say something.
Yeah, she definitely noticed they were talking, but she hasn't really commented on it.
She didn't seem to have a problem with it, which is weird.
She mentioned it in one of her little confessionals. She just didn't confront him about it, which I didn't like. Like, why are you letting him get away with this stuff? He got away with choosing you second, and now you're letting him get away with just laughing and flirting with Mallory all in your face? Girl, please have more respect for yourself.
It's just what he said, like him saying, I got the ring you wanted. I could have done that for you. Like, that's crazy. That's more like if he was single. He's not single. What are you talking about? What you could do for another girl?
And Ayanna seems so sweet. Again, she acts like a child, but she's...
Yeah, jumping up and down. Was she jumping on the bed? I just have this visual of her jumping on the bed.
I don't know. Just her little baby voice and this giggle. Oh, I'm like, girl, stop it.
She kind of looks like Jada Pinkett Smith, or that's what she reminds me of for some reason. Maybe it's the pixie cut. I don't know. And she's tiny, but that's what she reminds me of.
She is so small. She's cute. She's definitely a cute girl. Yeah, I don't see Sal and Mallory making it. I don't see Ayanna and Jared making it.
Actually, I do see Sal and Mallory making it. I think they're both going to say yes on wedding day.
I don't know. Because I think Sal feels he feels some type of way.
And I feel like Mallory's going to try to make it up. Because she still doesn't want to be with Jared.
I think she wants to. I just think she knows that that's not the choice she should make. Because she was also boohooing after she talked to him and said no.
Yeah, she was. But when I say she doesn't want to, I'm saying like she wouldn't, in this instance right now, be like, okay, I'm going to leave Sal and go with Jared. If that was an option, I don't think she would do it. So that's why. I feel like she's going to try to make it work with Sal. Because she feels like that's what she needs or whatever she's telling herself.
I just don't know about that attraction. But then there's one other couple, right? Sort of, kind of. Shayna and Kyle.
I thought I talked about Shayna and Kyle. About their whole mess.
We didn't talk about Shayna leaving him stranded on the honeymoon.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Forgot she did that. That's crazy. That is kind of she lied.
She is so rude. I think she wanted to see what he looked like. Because I think if he were attractive, then it would have been fine.
Well, she saw what he looked like at the reveal. She still went on the honeymoon. So they get there, they spend the day together, he gets them dinner in the room or whatever, and she's like, oh yeah, I want to sleep in my own room. And he's like, first of all, at the dinner, he goes back on his 8 years of eating no meat. You went back on not eating meat. or I don't know if he was vegan or if he just doesn't eat meat or vegetarian. So he went back on that the first day that they were together. He already talked about how he'll be open to changing, I guess not changing his religion, but, start thinking about Christianity and things like that more. He didn't have a problem with her raising if they had children as, in the Christian faith. And then he's like, okay, let's go to bed. And she's like, no, I want to sleep in my own room. And he's like, okay, that's fine. After they talk about it for a second. And then she's like, all right, well, good night. And he's like, wait a minute. It's like 7:30. You're about to go now? You're about to go to bed right now?
That was so funny. That was funny.
He was like, you're about to go to bed right now? And she's like, it is early, isn't it? Well, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
Right. Except I won't, because I'm getting on this plane and going back to Chicago.
And then she leaves in the middle of the night.
That was so mean.
She didn't even get another room. She left.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure why after seeing him, she still went on the trip.
I'm not understanding why after she talked to him when they first saw each other about how she was like, I'm not sure. She did say that when they first saw each other, but for the religion thing, not for the real reason. And then she left him stranded on the honeymoon. Did he decide to still meet her in Chicago and have a conversation about them being together and he can get her to fall in love with him?
Yeah, Kyle is just desperate. I think he after he saw Shayna, he was like, oh no, I'm not letting her go.
Exactly. She's like, whoa, she's way out of my league. I'm like, she's a hairdresser, guy. Not knocking the profession. My mom was a hairdresser.
He meant physically she is out of his league. He wouldn't care nothing about her job.
I know. But I'm just like, what has he dated in the past?
I'm sure, I don't want to be mean, but I'm sure it wasn't women that look like Shayna.
She looks very average.
I don't know. She's pretty. I think she's really pretty. Definitely would not. I don't think that she has ever dated someone like Kyle, I will say. I don't think that's her type.
I'm surprised she chose a construction worker after talking about how her dad and her brothers are all construction workers. I thought she would want to get away from that.
I thought she liked that about him, though.
I think he liked that about her.
Oh. I thought she liked it because she could relate and kind of identify with him a little.
Yeah, I know he liked that about her. He's like, oh, she already knows how it goes. Her dad and her brothers are construction workers. I don't know. Like I said, this is classic Jessica, Mark, and Barnett. Again. Did they not watch the first season?
I don't know. This seems worse. Shayna's worse than Jessica.
How? Because it's not the mom's ring?
At least Jessica stayed on the honeymoon and slept in the same room as Mark and moved in with him.
That's true. I think Jessica did that to be closer to Barnett because she knew they're all going to stay in the same apartment.
And you know what? Shayna may end up doing that so that she can get close to Shane.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
I just cannot believe her. She is really shooting her shot and throwing Natalie all under the bus. Do you really think that you and Natalie are compatible?
Like, you don't even know her, girl. What?
That is not the way to do it.
She is not giving up.
Which is very sad. See, this show is called Love is Blind, but these people are so superficial.
I mean, I feel like these type of shows kind of show that everybody's superficial. No matter what type of connection that you have, whether you have this emotional connection that can be derailed if you're not actually physically attracted.
It definitely plays a big role.
Surprisingly, more than I think the average person thinks. I think the average person thinks more highly of themselves. That they would be like, oh no, if we have a deeper connection, I feel like that's what the average person might think. But then these type of shows reveal, like, no, that's not necessarily true. But that is the whirlwind of part 1 of Love is Blind.
The previews, it looks like the second part will be pretty interesting. We'll see how these attempts to snatch these other fiancés go. Jared and Shayna. A mess. I didn't think the second season could be as good as the first, but Oh no.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
We'll be back to talk about part 2 next week. Don't forget the new episodes come out this Friday.
We'll see who makes it down the aisle, who doesn't, and everything else in between that. So we will be back.
All right. We'll catch y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.